What if you were handed a framework for understanding your life's purpose, but you've only been looking at the first page? You might know your human design type and strategy, that's the what, but you may not know how you're meant to walk that path. Well, that how is your profile. It's the character you are here to express, the role you wear in the grand theater of life. Let's be honest, many of us feel like we're playing a role that was never written for us, which can lead to exhaustion, confusion, and that nagging feeling of being fundamentally miscast. In the next few minutes, we're going to break down all 12 of these life purpose archetypes so you can stop auditioning for parts that aren't yours and step into the spotlight of the one that feels authentically you. Human Design Profiles explain your 12 life purpose blueprints, the foundation of your life's role. Before we jump in, let's set the stage. Human design is a synthesis of ancient wisdom and modern concepts, channeled by a man named Ra Uru Hu back in 1987. It weaves together astrology, the I Ching, Kabbalah, and the chakra system, along with concepts from quantum physics. Now, it is crucial to state clearly that human design is not a scientifically validated system and does not provide medical or psychological advice. Think of it as an esoteric framework for self-discovery, a metaphysical map, an experimental tool to help you make sense of your own unique inner world. The language we use, like blueprint and design, refers to concepts within this system, giving us a new lens to view our life and purpose. To make this tangible, the system draws a powerful metaphor from quantum physics, specifically from wave-particle duality and the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Think of wave-particle duality, the concept that a quantum entity can be both a fixed particle and a wave of potential at the same time. In your human design chart, your defined aspects, the conscious black lines you identify with, are like the particle, fixed, reliable, and observable. But your total self, including your unconscious red design and open centers, is the wave, a field of pure potential, absorbing and interpreting the world in a way that's fluid and not easily pinned down. Your profile is the interplay of these two. Then comes the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which states that you cannot precisely measure a particle's position and its momentum at once. The act of observing one obscures the other. Metaphorically, this is the core of the human design experiment. The more you try to mentally fix and analyze your design, your position, the less you can surrender to the natural flow of living it, your momentum. You cannot be in the audience watching the play and be the lead actor on stage at the same time. This is why you must live your design, not only think about it. What if a person feels deep inside like a walking contradiction? For example, people may see them as this outgoing, friendly networker, but on the inside, they just crave solitude to make sense of the world. They show up at social events, build these amazing connections, and then feel a desperate need to retreat for a week. They may honestly think this reflects that they are inconsistent or flaky. Then they discovered their human design profile, the 2/4, the hermit, networker, and a lightning bolt of recognition may occur. They realize that they aren't inconsistent, they are just living out the exact nature of their design. Understanding this can change their career or relationships. It can give them permission to finally be all parts of themselves. So, what exactly is your profile? Your profile is made of two numbers, like a 1 to 3, 4 to 6, or 5 to 2. It's often called the costume of your purpose. If your human design type, like a generator or projector, is the car you drive through life, your profile is how you drive it and the road you're meant to be on. So, what are these two numbers in your profile? Think of them as your own personal dynamic duo. The first number is your conscious personality, your persona, in Jungian terms. This is the character you know you're playing. It's your lead role, the identity you show up with at work, on a date, or on your carefully curated social media. It's the part of you that you recognize in the mirror. But the second number, that's where things get really interesting. That's your unconscious design, your shadow. And forget the spooky vibes, your shadow is your secret superpower. It's the unfiltered, authentic part of you that operates just below the surface, often seen more clearly by others. It holds the raw material for your greatest growth and most magnetic qualities. The whole game of living your design is getting this dynamic duo to work together to integrate the hero you think you are with the hidden magic you've had all along. Section 1, the building blocks, understanding the 6 lines. Before we can get to the 12 profiles, you need to understand the 6 individual lines that create them. These are numbered 1 through 6, and their archetypes are modern takes inspired by the 6 lines of the I Ching's hexagrams. Think of these lines as the primary colors. The 12 profiles are just the unique shades we get from mixing them. These lines are also split into 2 groups. Lines 1, 2, and 3 have what's called a personal destiny. Their journey is largely focused on their own process and self-discovery. Lines 4, 5, and 6 have a transpersonal destiny. Their path is more focused on how they interact with and impact other people. The first line, the investigator. The first line is the foundation of the whole structure. Its main goal is to build a solid base of knowledge to feel secure. The investigator needs to get to the bottom of things, research, and understand the fundamentals before they can move forward. This isn't just curiosity, it's a deep-seated need for safety. Without that solid ground, the first line feels anxious and unstable. Their gift is their thoroughness and their ability to become an authority that others can rely on. If you have a first line, you're designed to study, become an expert, and find security in what you know is true. The second line, the hermit. The second line is the natural. It has an innate talent that just seems to exist without a lot of effort. The hermit doesn't feel a need to go out and get anything. Their gifts are already within. But there's often a shyness here. It's called the hermit for a reason. It loves being in its own space, doing its own thing. The magic happens when someone from the outside sees their gift and calls them out to share it. The second line isn't meant to push itself on the world. It's designed to be recognized and invited. If you have a second line, your power is in what you do naturally. Your job is to trust that your genius will be seen and wait for the right call to bring it to light. The third line, the experimenter. The third line is here to figure out what works by trial and error. The traditional name sounds intense, but a more empowering way to see it is as the experimenter or the resilient scientist. This line is designed to bump into things, make mistakes, and try something new. This isn't a character flaw, it's the very process that gives the third line its incredible wisdom. They are the ultimate problem solvers because they've reality tested everything and know what doesn't work, making them unbelievably resilient. If you have a third line, give yourself permission to be messy. Your life can be seen as a laboratory, and every so-called failure is just a data point on your path to mastery. The fourth line, the networker. The fourth line is all about people and community. Its power is in its network. The term opportunist here doesn't mean someone who takes advantage of others. They're someone whose opportunities come directly from their circle friends, family, clients, and community. They are here to be influential and share their message through their connections. Unlike the first 3 lines, the fourth line is transpersonal. It needs other people to live out its purpose. They're often friendly, warm, and build solid, lasting relationships. If you have a fourth line, your community is everything. Your greatest opportunities will likely come from the people you already know. The fifth line, the visionary leader. The fifth line is the line of projection and universal solutions. People with a fifth line walk around with a powerful projection field. Others may look at them and see a potential savior, a leader, or someone who might have the practical solution they need. The traditional name comes from their tendency to bring new, practical, and sometimes disruptive ideas to the world. Their purpose is to lead and offer practical guidance. But this can come with a ton of pressure. When they can't live up to those huge projections, they can be metaphorically burned at the stake. The key for the fifth line is to be incredibly discerning about which problems they engage with. If you have a fifth line, people may see you as a leader. Your gift is providing practical solutions, but your challenge is managing others' expectations. The sixth line, the role model. The sixth line lives a unique three-stage life. It's the line of the ultimate visionary and an example of what it means to be authentic. Phase 1, birth to about 30. The sixth line lives life like a third line. This is a time of intense trial and error, getting messy and bumping into life. They make mistakes, learn hard lessons, and collect a ton of experiences. Phase 2, about 30 to 50. This is the on the roof phase. After the chaos of the first 30 years, the sixth line often pulls back to observe and process everything they learned. They become more reserved and objective as they heal and turn their experiences into wisdom. Phase 3, about 50 and beyond. The role model comes back down from the roof to fully embody their wisdom. They re-engage with the world, not as a messy experimenter, but as a living example of an authentic life. They don't have to do anything specific. Their very being can be their leadership. If you've got a sixth line, it helps to trust the process of your life. The chaos of your youth is often just the raw material for your future wisdom. Section 2. The 12 Life Purpose Blueprints. Okay, now let's mix and match these lines to reveal the 12 profiles. As we go through them, see if you can feel that dynamic tension between the conscious personality you know and the unconscious design you might not. The 1/3 profile, the investigator experimenter. This is the ultimate hands-on learner. The conscious first line wants to study everything and build a solid foundation. But the unconscious third line is constantly prompting, yeah, but does it work? Go try it. This creates a life of deep research followed by immediate real-world testing. They learn what's true not just by reading about it, but by getting their hands dirty. Their purpose is to find out which foundations are truly solid and which ones crumble under pressure, making them an authority on what actually works. The 1/4 profile. The investigator networker here, the studious investigator, has an unconscious fourth line that needs to share what it finds with its community. This person is not meant to be a hermit with their knowledge. They're a foundational authority designed to share what they know with a network that trusts them. Their purpose is to build that rock-solid base of knowledge and then offer it to their circle. They are the trusted teacher, the expert friend you might call first. The 2/4 profile, the hermit networker. This can feel like a walking contradiction. The conscious second line is a natural talent that just wants to be left alone in peace. But the unconscious fourth line is a social butterfly that craves connection. This person needs a delicate balance of solitude and social time. They're often surprised by their own influence and friendliness. Their purpose is to cultivate their natural gifts in private until their network calls them out to share their genius with the world. The 2/5 profile, the hermit visionary leader. Here we have the natural talent of the second line mixed with the powerful projection field of the fifth line. The conscious hermit just wants to be left alone, but the unconscious fifth line is constantly having savior projected onto it. This can be a tricky profile. They have a practical, transformative gift to offer, but are often hesitant to share it. Their purpose is to be called out to lead and provide solutions, but they need strong boundaries to protect their energy and make sure they're answering the right call. The 3/5 profile, The experimenter, visionary leader. This is a life of intense experience and impact. The conscious third line is all about trial and error, and the unconscious fifth line is getting projected on to have all the answers. This creates a powerful feedback loop. They experiment, find a solution, and are immediately seen as a leader who can fix the problem for everyone. This is a profile of grit and influence. Their purpose is to go through the messy process of discovery and then share the hard-won practical wisdom they've gained. The 3-6 profile, the experimenter role model. This profile feels the third line's trial and error energy very consciously, especially in the first 30 years of life. Meanwhile, the unconscious sixth line is quietly observing all these so-called mistakes and slowly turning them into wisdom. In the first part of their life, they can feel like a walking disaster. But as they move into their on-the-roof phase, they start to see the beautiful perfection in their chaotic path. Their ultimate purpose is to become a wise role model who can guide others through life's messes because they have been through it all themselves. The 4-6 profile, the networker role model. In this profile, the conscious fourth line personality is friendly, community-oriented, and loves to connect. But the unconscious sixth line body is going through that whole 3-stage life process. In the first 30 years, this profile basically reflects a 4/3 building their network while simultaneously bumping into life and learning by making a mess. From 30 to 50, they are on the roof, but their conscious fourth line keeps them connected to their community. It's like a social retreat. The purpose of the 4-6 is to build a strong network and then, with the wisdom gained over a 3-part life, become a trusted, objective guide for their community. The 4/1 profile, the networker investigator. This is a very unique profile, and within the system, it's described as having a fixed fate or a very specific path. The conscious fourth line is here to connect and influence through its network. The unconscious first line demands a deep, investigative foundation. This person isn't designed to change direction easily. They are here to find their one big thing, their singular truth, and then build their entire life and network around it. They are a bridge between the personal and transpersonal worlds, here to put down deep roots and share a powerful, focused message. Okay, we're more than halfway through, and you're probably seeing yourself in some of these descriptions. If you already know your profile, we would love for you to drop it in the comments below. It's so cool to see the community of different blueprints we have watching right here. If you don't know yours yet, hang tight because we'll tell you exactly how to get it for free at the end. The 5-1 profile, the visionary leader investigator. This is the cornerstone profile, blending powerful leadership with deep knowledge. The conscious fifth line is seen as a leader and savior, while the unconscious first line demands a solid foundation of expertise. This makes them the most practical and grounded of all the savior archetypes. They don't just offer vague ideas, they offer solutions that are backed by research and proven facts. Their purpose is to become an authority in a specific area and then be called on to provide practical, universal solutions that actually help people. The 5-2 profile, the visionary leader, hermit. This profile carries the huge projection of the fifth line leader, but has a conscious second line hermit that really just wants to be left alone. This creates a constant inner tug of war between their desire for peace and the world's expectation that they'll step up and lead. They are often genuinely surprised when people see them as a leader. They have natural, practical wisdom to share, but they are extremely selective about when and how they share it. Their purpose is to answer the correct call to leadership while fiercely protecting their need for solitude. The 6-2 profile, the role model, hermit. This is the profile of the wise, objective observer. The conscious sixth line is living out its 3-stage journey toward wisdom, while the unconscious second line craves solitude and has a natural genius. In the first phase of life, living as a 3-2, they're out there experimenting while also needing to retreat. In the second phase, that on the roof 6th line and the hermit 2nd line combine to create a profound need for alone time. Ultimately, they emerge as a wise role model who leads by example, often from a slight distance. Their purpose is to live authentically and embody wisdom, becoming a beacon for others without getting lost in the drama. The 6-3 profile, the role model experimenter, this profile is on a lifelong journey of trial and error. The conscious 6th line is striving for that perfect, wise ideal, but the unconscious 3rd line keeps creating messy experiences. For much of their life, this can feel like taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. But every single stumble is teaching them resilience and providing the very wisdom their 6th line is looking for. Their purpose is to embody the wisdom that only comes from lived experience, showing everyone that perfection isn't the goal, resilience and authenticity are. They become a role model for how to navigate a messy, imperfect, and beautiful life. Section 3, the real-world impact of your profile. So how can knowing your profile actually impact your life? It can profoundly affect the most critical areas: your relationships, your wealth, and your business. In relationships, it can serve as a roadmap to understanding and harmony. Imagine a 2nd line hermit partner who needs lots of alone time. Without this knowledge, you might feel rejected. With it, you understand it's their nature and can honor it. A 3rd line can learn through trial and error, which can mean making and breaking bonds in relationships. Knowing this allows for self-compassion instead of guilt. Compatibility isn't about finding a perfect match, but about understanding how designs can interact. When it comes to wealth and business, your profile can be your natural strategy for success. A 1-3 investigator, experimenter, for instance, can thrive by building a business based on deep research and then testing their methods in the real world. A 4th line. Networkers' wealth can be directly tied to the quality of their network. Their biggest opportunities can come from people who already trust them. A 5th line can be here to be a leader and problem solver. They can build a brand around being the go-to expert who provides practical, scalable solutions. Aligning your work with your profile can stop you from fighting your own nature and can allow you to attract opportunities with more ease. Integrating your blueprint look. Understanding your profile isn't about slapping a label on yourself and calling it a day. It's about gaining a new perspective on the patterns and pressures you might have felt your whole life. It reveals your unique way of living out your purpose. Knowing you're a 3rd line gives you permission to make mistakes. Knowing you're a 2nd line allows you to wait for the right invitation instead of forcing things. Knowing you're a 6th line helps you trust the 3-act play of your life. Your profile can be seen as your purpose in action. It's the role you're here to play and how you're meant to dance with the world. Living in alignment with it can be the difference between swimming against the current and gracefully riding the wave. It can be a key to unlocking a life that feels more authentic and lived with greater ease. So, how do you find out your personal blueprint? To discover your unique human design profile, type, strategy, and authority, we've dropped a link in the description where you can generate your own free, personalized human design chart. Remember to approach your chart as a tool for exploration. It's the perfect place to start this journey. Once you get your chart and find your profile, feel free to come back to this video and let us know what it is in the comments. We would love to see which blueprints we have here in our community. And finally, if this video lit something up for you and you want to explore living your design, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are just scratching the surface, and we have so much more to share with you about using this system to create a life of purpose and ease. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next video.